Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is July the 16th, 2024. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Melina Landrio. Yesterday I started to get mediumship downloads. So I'm just going to jump into these to share them with you. It's actually getting pretty late here, so my apologies if I am being experienced as tired or lethargic. The energy is quite draining to experience, and I was actually going to wait another day, but then I pulled this card you could see here. It's the Devil in reverse, and this really led me to light a fire under my butt to do this video today. In reverse, this is kind of implying a prisoner kind of energy, and once I read the channeled energy to you, you might understand why this could be of significance. So there's something to do with binding, just looking at this card here. And it's a warning against laziness and selfishness, like me being selfish to take some time to myself tonight and not do a reading because I'm tired. So I was like, okay, I'll do the reading. So here I am. I'm going to do this the best of my ability, okay? So bear with me. I hope that my energy surges through. But yeah, this is the reason why I'm jumping into it. It seems like there is some seriousness to this. So I saw this translucent light bulb, almost like a line of light. And this was around 2:22, 2:25 in the morning when I started to record it. But I saw it around 2:22. So that number can be significant. So I started seeing this like a stick of light, and it kind of looked like a green. But and I have to use these words even though the color didn't emanate this description. It almost looked like a lemony green. It's very 70s, and the coloring fades into the clear. So I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone. And as I'm looking at it, I see it's like a long stick of light, but it's formed into 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 bumps. So I don't know why it was showing me bumps of light that are green lemony. It's like a greenish, but it's not a bright lemon. I know when I saw when I say lemon, it's kind of to me it indicates that it's a bright color, but the color is actually very subtle green hue, and there's like a yellowy, like faded from the sun kind of experience to it. Anywho, it was next to my partner, and I saw it light up and go downwards, like it was shutting down or off. Like it was like almost like it went from the highest point, the light, like the top bump being the highest point, and it shut down its energy to the lowest point. So 4 bumps down is what came to mind. So maybe this is representative of drug use. 4 bumps, 4 bumps in, 4 bumps gone. Guys, this is a mediumship reading. So I invited in my spirit team at this point to help me through this at this point. And as some of you may know this, but the new people who are joining me now don't know this about me. When I record any type of channeled message, I usually record it before, then I type it out, and then I read it to you guys. So on my recorded message, as I played it back right after I invited in my spirit team, I sit, sorry, that thump is my rabbit. I have a little rabbit. Don't mind him. He likes to intertwine in my messages sometimes. Anywho, as I play back my recording, sorry, he's a funny rabbit. I hear my partner laughing right now, so I'm laughing. Pardon me. Okay, guys, let me get to this. Okay, we could do this. So on my recorder, as I played it back right after I was invited in my spirit team, I sat still. Like when I record, I sit still as I'm recording, and then when I get information, you'll hear me move in my recordings as I bring my hand up to talk into the recorder. So on the replay, when I was like listening to it, it was like silence, but there was the sound of what sounded like fireworks going off in the distance, like in a nearby neighborhood, like a couple blocks away perhaps. But guys, this is like mid-July. There's no fireworks happening, especially 2:30 in the morning here. So this could be of significance to the download. This happened like right away after I invited in specific beings from my spirit team to help. So this was on my recording. So fireworks could be significant. I began to hear the name Harold, like Harrold is what I was thinking. I thought it was someone's name, but it's not the name. It means something. It's significant to something. And I feel like maybe it's like a newspaper, and I didn't know at the time of the recording if there was such a thing. It just, the name Herald came up. It's actually spelled Herald, and it just feels like it's a newspaper. So today I looked it up, and what came up was the Calgary Herald. This was the first one that I saw when I searched it. And it's from the 70s, and there's over, like there's an archives, like a searchable archives that has over 125 years from 1883 to 2010 of searchable archives. So that's the Calgary Herald. There's also the Herald Scotland, and this is apparently the longest running national newspaper there, as well as Zimbabwe's largest daily newspaper called the Herald Breaking News. So there is also the Herald Digital, which appears to be like worldwide national news. Anywho, there's something significant with the Herald, and something significant with making national news, whether that be past, present, or future perhaps. This is indicative to this download, to this message. Then I kept hearing the song Hark the Herald Angels Sing. Glory to the Newborn King. So I don't know, maybe someone passed away at Christmas time, or this is a message coming up for Christmas time. And at that point in my recording, it was 3:33 on the timer. So we started this message at 2:22. Like the download started at 2:22. So 222-333 could be significant to this message. So then it was quiet a bit, and then when that happens, I just ask, who's here? I'm trying to get more information. And then I heard not yet. And then I began to get details first. So I began hearing the song by Nat King Cole, the Nat King Cole version of Hark the Herald Angels Sing. So I had to write the lyrics out, and I'm going to try to sing it for you. So bear with my beautiful singing voice. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic host proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Hail the heaven-born Prince of Peace. Hail the Son and righteousness. Light and life to all he brings, risen with healing in his wings. Mild he lays his glory by, Born that no man, born that man no more may die. Born to raise the sons of earth, born to give the second birth. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. So as I was listening to those lyrics, I also started to think about, because of the fireworks that were recorded, or this what made me think of fireworks on my recording. Maybe this happened New Year's, as there were fireworks in the background, right? And I guess, on New Year's that does happen. So I'm seeing this 50s style kitchen table. It reminds me of a kitchen table at my grandma's house when I was a kid. It has like a melamine top. It's a kitchen table with metal or aluminum style legs. And what I feel like I am seeing is I feel like I'm seeing drugs like coke or mescaline or angel dust. Maybe angel dust, as the song Hark the Herald Angel sings. Angel dust comes to mind in comparison to the rest of it. So I think it's angel dust that I'm seeing. So for those of you who don't know, angel dust is a street name for PCP. And as I'm saying this, a car alarm is going off for the second time tonight in my neighborhood. So that could also be significant to this download as well. Like sounding the alarms, or confirmation as well that it's angel dust. So I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly, but phencyclidine, PCP, is an hallucinogen, and it's considered a dissociative drug. It leads to like distortion of the senses, including like the external reality in one's surrounding. And this was developed in the 1950s as, I believe, an intravenous anesthetic. But it's proven to have, or it proved to have, some serious neurotoxic side effects. And I believe it was discontinued for that purpose. So let me just get my screenshot out, because I understand this is significant to this download. So let me just grab that. I do hope everybody is doing well today. Thank you for joining me and sharing space for this experience today. I appreciate you. Okay, so what are the side effects of recreational PCP use is what I was guided to screenshot. So it can last for 4 to 6 hours, and many believe that this to be one of the most dangerous drugs of abuse. Even a moderate amount causes a user to feel detached, distant, and estranged from their surroundings. So this could be very significant to whomever this message is resonating with. Numbness of the extremities, slurred speech, and loss of coordination may be accompanied by a sense of strength and invulnerability. Also, like blank stares, rapid or involuntary eye movements, and an exaggerated gait are among the most observable effects. Weird noises happening in my neighborhood tonight. Do you guys hear that? There's like an airplane flying over top, but it's like making this very strange sound. Do you hear that airplane? Mm. Did you hear that sound it was making? No. It was very weird. Okay. So those are observable effects. So blank stare, rapid or involuntary eye movements. Also, auditory hallucinations, image distortion, severe mood disorders, and amnesia may also occur. There's also acute anxiety and a feeling of impending doom or paranoia, perhaps violent hostility, a psychosis indistinguishable from schizophrenia. So this can all be significant for this download, okay? Okay, then I started to see this woman. And I feel like I'm seeing this woman, and she reminds me of the band Hole. I believe it's Courtney Love. It's not, I don't think it is Courtney Love, but this person looks like she resembles her. She has the blonde hair, like the thick curtain bangs, like rocker grunge kind of style haircut. Like it's not like, it's kind of messy. It's blonde though, like dyed blonde, blondisma blonde perhaps. Um, and again, I don't know if it's Courtney Love. She just reminds me of her. I'm also seeing a white kitchen tabletop, maybe a window right at the table. And this is like, appears to be a small apartment or a small kitchen. It reminds me of my grandmother's house. At that point, in the recording, I ended up like hearing myself belch really loudly. And I don't recall doing that in the message. So, confirmation that it is a small space that has a window in front, that has a small window in front of the table, and I feel like it's likely on the side wall. And also confirmation that perhaps there may have been memory lapses in regards to the story. So perhaps associated with the Herald, the newspaper, in some way, shape, or form, could be indicative to a past case, perhaps, or even memory lapses for the individual I'm speaking on in regards to this reading. I feel like there is rolled up money being used to snort up this angel dust. Like I'm seeing powder, I'm seeing a rolled up bill, and I'm seeing some money on the table. And this woman is kind of lying face down, but her face is sideways. Her left cheek is on the table, her right cheek is up. One arm is down, and I feel like it's her left arm, and the other arm is on the table. And she has big eyes. She kind of looks like Courtney Love. I don't know what year this is, but I'm guessing this is an older vision because of the music. Maybe this is the 70s. The hairstyle could be of significance. Same with the tabletop. This is definitely reminding me of my grandmother's house. There is a window and a table. And I asked, what am I missing here? Because I felt like something was missing, right? Like what else do I need to know, right? And then I heard the name Annette. So Annette. Annette. It came to my mind. I also feel like she's wearing a bow in her hair. I feel like her hair is tied up like Cyndi Lauper may have tied her hair back then. I don't know why I'm thinking Cyndi Lauper. So maybe it is the 80s. It's like a bow, but it's not a ribbon. It's like a material bow or headband or scarf. I started hearing something, so I'm like, what am I hearing? And I heard something chic. And I don't know why I'm hearing that. I don't even know what that means. And then I heard like Rico chic. Maybe. I think that's what I heard. I have no idea what that means. And at that point, my throat began acting up. So someone is not wanting this message to get out. Okay. My throat really started acting up in my recorded message. You could hear it, an immediate shift in my throat. So then I'm hearing Rico Suave, and I searched it up because I think I remember a song like that in the 90s. The lyrics. So I have a screenshot the lyrics because it's some of the lyrics are English, so I read those. So those lyrics are, and I don't know the song very well to give you the beat or have any type of rhythm to it, so bear with me. But the first English verse goes, I don't drink or smoke, ain't into dope. Won't try no coke. You ask me how I do it, I cope. My only addiction has to do with the female species. I eat them raw like sushi. Okay, so that's the first set of lyrics. And then the next set is, so please don't judge a book by its cover. There's more to being a Latin lover. You gotta know how to deal with a woman that won't let go, the price you pay for being a gigolo. So, gigolo could be significant here. Suave. Rico Suave, I think is sort of the lyrics. And it says, there's not a woman that can handle a man like me. That's why I juggle two or three. I ain't one to commit. You can omit that bit. You pop the question, that's it. And then, so again, don't let my lyrics mislead ya. I don't love you, but I need ya. Would you rather have me lie? Take a piece of your pie and say bye? Or be honest and rub your thighs? And this is the picture of the guy that sings the song. Enrico Suave. So that's the download I received. Or the lyrics that I was told to get. So the term Rico, I guess, it's also used as an expression or slang term, perhaps leading from this song, or maybe the song was created because of the slang term. I don't know which order it goes, but when I looked it up, it came up as describing someone charming, polite, but insincere. And also, the slang term of Rico led me to the Collins Dictionary, and it came up and stated that RICO stands for Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organizations Act. And this is a U.S. law enacted in the 1970s, allowing victims of organized crime to sue those responsible for punitive damages. So at this point of the message, I heard my son cough a weird cough, which sounded the alarms that we should check on him. And then what we noticed was the light downstairs was turned on, which my partner had remembered that he shut them off when coming up to bed. So that's kind of weird, right? So I believe this is indicative to a light was alarmed or sounded in this process. Something illuminated in this process. Something was wrong in this process is what this is telling me. And also Cyndi Lauper, the song Cyndi Lauper, I come home in the morning light and my mother says, what you gonna live with your life? Oh, mama dear, we're not the fortunate ones, and girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. That's all they really want is some fun. When the working day is done, oh, girls, they wanna have fun. And at that point in my message, it was 12:21 on my timer, so that could be significant. Perhaps for some reason an address is coming to mind. But I mean, place it where it fits. May not be an address, could be something else. Also, I don't know. It has to be the 80s, late 70s or 80s. I feel like I'm seeing more the 80s, and then I heard 85. So I'm noticing pink lipstick and bright neon colored hoop earrings, bubblegum, hubba bubba bubbles, you know. And then I started to hear adolescent, and I heard 13 going on 21. And it was 2:44 on my timer. So a young girl who looks older than she is could be significant. And there has been some compromise in the situation. As I say that, I see like in the shadows, it's like I am looking in the hallway that's dark and I see what appears to be somebody's face watching, but they're kind of blending into the background so you can't really see them. And so this is what came up in the message. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this to get some more information. I'm just trying to figure out which cards to use because my main deck is really calling to me right now for whatever reason. I'm kind of confused because I felt like I was going to use a different deck, but maybe we're going to use both. Okay, I'm just gonna go with the flow of what Spirit's telling me. So let's just get this going, okay? The cards are kind of shaky. There's like a nervous energy to this experience right now. Let's just, can I move these over a bit? I want to make sure that you guys can see these okay. We celebrated my daughter's birthday today. Another reasoning for the urge to do this reading now so late, because we were having some fun celebrating her. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Got 2 cards there. Okay. Oh, one flipped. This flipped out. This was sitting in like so. So we're just going to place this Ace of Swords here. Okay, let's see here. So we have the Hermit and we have the Knight of Swords as the present energy, present space. So with the Hermit card, there's a consciousness to it. And the consciousness is all about knowing yourself, but also defending yourself. And the thesis of the card is, and this is what's really amplifying here, it's somebody that knows, they know how to be and what to do. And essentially the opinions of others doesn't really interest them because they don't need their advice. They know where they're going. They know how to be. And essentially letting people move on, like you do your thing and I'll do my thing kind of expression to it. Okay, it's like, don't bother me, I'm not bothering you kind of experience. So the Hermit is somebody that's, they don't really want anybody else's input anymore. Maybe this person has had a lot of people put their input into their life, and maybe they had enough and they just decided to maybe their attitude or their perception adjusted in ways that created this mature understanding within. They had to be maybe really honest with themselves. And just having maybe enough shit to deal with, maybe enough people in their business that they decided enough is enough and they're just going to do their own thing. And this is crossed with the Knight of Swords. So with the influence here, this is kind of giving this energy that's kind of pushing one into perhaps an opportunity to reflect from a different point of view. And the Knight of Swords in this particular deck often it could imply an experienced counselor. So somebody who embodies this experience of understanding and insight, and perhaps maybe with a positioning of objectivity and like rational ability to look from a circumstance from a different point of view. So this person going into Hermit had enough of the world and decided to allocate some much needed space to be alone and reflect. And the energy that's influencing it um, has kind of placed them in an understanding that everything, um, an understanding of everything that surrounds them. And now they're moving towards a space, a place. They have an idea, they have a goal in mind, and they're moving towards this. And it's essentially, I'm going to get it, is the mindset. But this, as a relationship, if this is relational, like a friendship, it says counselor as this, but it could be somebody that they're going to for advice or seeking some form of counsel. My apologies for hitting the camera. This could suggest also somebody shallow as a contact. So this is somebody with like a beeline towards somewhere, amplifying a definition in someone's path and kind of advising them to stick to it to the end. So they're holding them to this sort of statement or understanding or new pathway that they are entering into. So that's what this is kind of amplifying here. Now I have the Queen of Wands as the goal or destiny. So what's interesting about the Queen of Wands in this positioning here is it's almost like whomever is represented here with the Hermit that has this energy of a directional input, guiding them, leading them towards understanding, or guiding them, leading towards a pathway because of understanding or understanding. The reflection with the Hermit was, I know what I am, I know who I am, I know what I want, I don't need help from the outside, I can do it on my own, right? Well, the base, then I think it's a thesis of this card as well. So the thesis of this Queen of Wands is essentially, I have a lot of strength and I'm capable of much and I'm confident in myself and I do what I want. So you see the similarity in the tone of energy? So it's kind of giving me this, what's that word I'm looking for when you mold somebody into something? Grooming. Grooming is highlighting here for me. The word grooming. So if this is a counselor or somebody of that type of authority, they're working with intent to groom vulnerable people into some form of positioning. The destiny and the goal is to get them to align with the goal is to get them to align into a destiny of connecting with a Queen of Wands who has this mentality, or connect them to become this. So we'll see here as we go through. Like this could also have the basis of creating this understanding that, you know, to be worthy of a specific job, you need to start working for yourself or take a leadership role and responsibility. This could be a part of this circumstance here. As well as like in a personal relationship, there is like a trusting kind of nature, like an equality. It's like a maturing relationship about love, tantra, heartwarm, soft submission. So it's kind of creating this, maybe this illusion. Because I'm looking here at the Hermit and I'm seeing these mirrors that are just kind of aligning all these different lights and positionings and ways that things have been, reflecting and kind of creating all these distant like spheric directional implications or directions. And that could just be a segue into becoming like that it's okay, it's soft, it's equality, it's this is love, this is a warm heart. There's some form of loving experience that is occurring here to create some form of trust as a personal relationship. And there's also like a spiritual development here. And then again, this is also kind of screaming to me grooming. Not that spiritual development screams that, but just in this sense here, in this regard, this is, and with the channeled understanding that I got, that's what this is kind of describing. Now, so this is the art card in this deck, which is essentially the temperance earth angel or angel type card. And here, when I'm looking at the art card, I'm kind of seeing that there was some form of betrayal in the past. It's like this, something that led them to like, oh no, like I really got to get my shit together. Like all the parts of everything that I thought was is blending into one. And there's confusion here. It's like they're like a belief that they're complementing each other, and I think this is what real art is. However, this space is this understanding that maybe something wasn't quite fitting well. Like there's some form of betrayal that occurred here, and because it's not fitting well, that they have to, maybe this is how they got lined up with a Knight of Swords. Perhaps this was a counselor of some sort or some form of someone to lean on in the circumstance. Because of the Queen of Wands being there, maybe this is spiritual development. Regardless, it's somebody helping them with some form of a crisis, some form of misunderstanding on a spiritual level that they couldn't place together. So they seeked out, let's say, a counselor in this instance, and this person directed them in ways over time, grooming them into this positioning of the hermit. And this was to break them out and into this positioning to connect with this Queen of Wands. I do feel like there's travel involved, because when I look at the Knight of Swords, it's like a fast moving energy. A knight is usually a fast moving energy. And the swords, and the fact that the Ace of Swords is here, it's like just quickly getting through the whatever to make sure that this becomes where we want it to align. And this card, the art card or the temperance card in other decks, this is like overcoming internal resistance. It's like, okay, I'm going to solve this by seeking some help. And so this is where it brings them to this recent belief or this understanding of strength. We got the Strength card here, which is the the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is an understanding to become attentive to oneself, to their surroundings, It's like this deep inner strength, deep well of inspiration rose out of this distant past experience with the art card. And it's like not exposing this internal struggle necessarily. It's like this facade, this mask of wearing that I've been through this. Nobody needs to know. I'm now going to allocate myself here, and this is going to create a better structure for me. It's taking inspiration from the unconscious, but it's hiding the conscious reality of what has been in ways. So when you're going into a circumstance and you're diving in and you're very unconscious, you're leading unconsciously, you're not willing to necessarily connect consciously to the structure that actually had occurred. This fragmented light experience, which is what I was trying to say earlier, with all these different prisms and stuff, this fragmentation occurs, which kind of creates a bit of discord in the understanding, hence perhaps the angel dust expression or understanding in this message. I feel like this message can hit a few people. I think it's a specific message, yes, but I don't think it's just at first I thought this was just going to be a channeled message about something, and then when I got into the message I thought it was going to be about somebody who's passed, and yes, that could rightfully be a case that has been closed that's maybe coming up for reopening. But I'm also as I'm reading this is kind of emanating a few energies here that feel different from the main channel. So I feel like this could also have implications towards something presently as well as future that have similar energetic components as the original story of whatever this structure is. I don't know if that makes sense to any of you, but so we have the Chariot in the future positioning and the Three of Discs. Okay, see those? Let me see if I can adjust this. Is that better? Okay. And what really amplifies with the Chariot card in this positioning here in regards to this is the affirmation of their will, their desire to leave a circumstance and define it into a construct that's their own. And this is like a bit of an inflated self-esteem that is occurring here. And I feel like they believe they've found their way, and now they're just trying to gain some form of tangible understanding to get through it to the end. Except they don't really consciously live in it to understand what the end's bringing, as they're non-consciously living in this experience. So because they're non-conscious with the experience, they have no way of understanding what is to be the end. It's like it's up in the air. When you're leading from the unconsciousness, you're up in the air. You don't really know what you're leading into or from, because you're not willing to look at the truth of it all. Hence the Ace of Swords stepping up as the truth card. And this is also an understanding this is going to be difficult because they're unconsciously working through something, and at a fast rate, might I add, with the Chariot being here and guided. They're influenced by somebody. They're being guided along a stream of forward motion. They don't necessarily know where it's going, but I guess in their eyes, maybe this is somewhere better than where they were. Change is better. So again, the disassociative tones with the PCP side effects. And the Three of Discs in alignment with the Chariot. This is like very hopeful in this non-conscious understanding that there's a job lined up, that there's going to be power for them in their future. There's going to be a stable building structure, a slow but steady pace, and they just have to persevere through it all, and they're going to get there. This is like definitely still feeling, and I'm sensing the tone of grooming. The consciousness of the Three of Discs card is also about lasting knowledge. It's like the journey of understanding knowledge, of lasting imprinting knowledge. And again, as an unconscious point of view, structural frame that's kind of driving them into the experience, it's kind of like baiting them, like, you're going to gain this understanding when we get there. Don't worry, this is just the way it works for everybody. Like there's like this sort of tone, like you're going to get there, you're going to have more understanding once we get there. Once you arrive at your destiny, it'll all make sense and then it'll be good. And I feel like that's kind of the story frame that's aligning this person or baiting them, let's say, into this circumstance. Let's see here. Let's go a little deeper in. What lies ahead beyond the Chariot and the Three? So the cards have been flying out reversed. Whoop. Too many. That's too many. But they're getting jumpy. Did something just flip over in my deck? I just thought I saw a card flip over, so something with casting illusions could be of significance here. Okay, I'll take these three. Oh, these are four. What do you want me to do here? Top two, and I'll put those two here. Okay. So, let's see here. Okay, so this is the Two of Discs in reverse, which is not really good in this instance. This is like, this person's lacking skills, like valid skills necessary. This is their present attitude, I think, and positioning. So they're kind of noticing that they're lacking in skills, especially when it comes to handling money. So maybe somebody's handling money for them, which might be leading them into depression. So they could be feeling or experiencing depression because they're losing money. Some form of mental incapabilities are kind of also rising up here. Health problems, maybe depression, and a lack with some form of understanding of the conscious circumstance going on, right? They're living in an unrealistic experience of something here. Could be mental health problems. some form of difficulty with alignment in regards to the thought process here. And health problems because they're stressed out. So anxiety and stress, and it's leading them to some form of health issue. And they're limited now, I believe. Like they're seeing that they're limited, um, because they're having difficulty with monies. They're having health issues because they're stressed out. They're having depression because they're stressed out. Everything is falling down financially around them, and there's no control over the situation. It's like the spirit of poverty is upon them. And it's just like they thought they were leading themselves out of somewhere into something promising, but because they couldn't connect mentally to the conscious reality of it, so there could be mental health issues here, they are now kind of stagnant and just kind of sitting in limbo, with somebody else kind of leading and guiding them. And here we have a reversed emperor. So here we go. I think like it's like this reality shake up. The implication that this Knight of Swords had in regards to creating this sense of reality, this take the initiative, you're going to become secure, you're going to be responsible, don't worry, you're going to get the strength, you're going to be brave. Like all of those promises were just empty, because now this person is actually sitting in stagnant energies, and they're giving up on all of their principalities that they were moving forward with in regards to, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to get strength, I'm going to be this, and all these extreme desires and wants ended up being the complete opposite. They're very inconsistent. And they're generating from like a very immature space. And emotionally, they're struggling big time. There's a 10 of Pentacles here. So they were promised the world. And I feel like with the 10 of Pentacles here, it's more they're becoming aware of the situation. Like internally, they're struggling with their mental health, they're struggling with their health, and externally, they're not very wealthy. And aligned with the 7 of Swords, this is just fueling like an uncertainty spirit. Like they don't know where they're going. They have unseen circumstances, unseen obstacles coming, and there's a bit of fraudulence here. There's like there was an energy that just took them over, that brought them into this place of belief that and trust, when in actuality they shouldn't have done that. And it's like understanding there's a personal relationship here with dishonesty. It's like a fake idol, like a fake understanding of something. And it also is like about beating around the bush. And I feel like this person is just not really coming up with the answers that they're inquiring about in regards to their circumstances. What was promised is not following through. And the destiny here, we have the 3 of Swords, broken hearts, and also Princess of Swords. If you see the way this card looks here, this Princess of Swords is holding this sword and pointing downwards, and this sword here is pointing upwards, and it's almost like the air is swirling around, like she's jumping up with the sword and hammering it down, and it's almost as if this is kind of like the last sword in the heart. I don't know, that's kind of what I'm seeing there. And this is like the Three of Swords is kind of, it's about, it's encompassed, like they're very it's sorrow filled. It's a spirit of discouragement. It's bad news. This is very big experience of chaos and helplessness. Lots of anxiety here, lots of losses. And this like thesis to the Three of Swords is like, how could you cheat on me? How could you do this to me? I will never forgive you. And you're going to regret what you've done to me kind of energy. As a profession, this is like bankruptcy. So these people that have lured this person in have just, they've closed the doors. They're nowhere around. They're hiding. They can't be found. Um, it's just an unhealthy experience, complete and utter failure. And it's a very painful and sobering consciousness, but it was a necessary understanding for this person to be pulled into this understanding, because they were endlessly going around non-consciously, unconsciously, and this is what had to bring them into a conscious reality of understanding how things actually are. Sometimes these painful moments in our lives are what takes us into these spaces of understanding. As painful as they may be, we do learn from them if we are open to learning and closing out the cycle. Here we have a Princess of Swords. I'm really getting heavy energy here off this card. Like, it's like ungrateful energy. It's a dissatisfied person. They're very moody and stubborn, deceitful. It's like this: I will not tolerate. How dare you turn your back on me? I will not tolerate this. I have had enough strength to take revenge and hurt you. So it's blaming, it's playing victim for not being consciously aware of what's going on, blaming somebody else for their internal struggle, their internal understanding of the reality of what's going on, which they were really non-consciously working, and not being very clear with their circumstances, perhaps. Aligning with somebody for counsel, but somebody that's not really aligning them to the right spaces. I just heard take the money and run. So somebody may have taken money and ran. Yeah. Somebody may have taken money and ran. Let's see here. I want to just jump into clarify a couple of positionings here a little further. Tell me the positioning from the Hermit to the Queen of Wands, please. Oof. So we have the High Priestess and the Sun card fell in reverse. So this is a very intuitive woman, aligning with the reverse Sun. It's like a low energy, playing small, self-absorption, diminished joy. And when it's aligned with the High Priestess, this is also a subconscious, reality receptive, somebody using their intuition, trusting the answers that come from within. So this could be something spiritually related in regards to what's coming up here. I just want to grab some more confirmations here on this before I... How about the Queen of Wands? Okay, so we have in reversed first house, so individuality. So this could be something to do with self-image, appearance, expectations, motivations, and desires. It's in a reverse positioning. Also, the Chiron, insecure, self-inflicted, suffer. Someone who runs from open wounds, like runs their advice through open wounds. And also the Mars card in reverse, anger, impatient, aggressive, power, control freak. So there is some form of, some form of malice and interruption here. Let's see. And tell me about the Knight of Swords. Oh, do you notice there's a card that just flipped here? 7th house, relationship. So this could be it says relationships, unity, lawsuits, intimate contacts, quarrels, separation. Could be colleagues, compromise, divorce, union, harmony. So it could be a counselor of sorts here. Some sort of relationship, though, that was made. Let's see here. I just got to pause it. I have to move the camera to get the card. Okay. So we have a Sagittarius. So this could be somebody who's a Sagittarius. Something to do with the Wheel of Fortune. Ambitious, analytical, independent, philosophical, adaptable, as well as 4th house. So it could be family. Home life, nurturing, privacy. That's what's really standing out there. And tell me what the intentions of the Knight of Swords in regards to the 4th and 7th house, relationship and family. This is like somebody's family, somebody who's considered family, or this is to do with someone's family. Ooh, all these cards just flipped right out. Yeah, I have a Page of Wands that flew out on the floor. I have to again move the camera 1 second here. A page of wands flew out. Somebody novice, acting like they're not novice. Somebody who's goes by instinct and exploration. They're eager, they're open, they're brave, they're intuitive, but they're immature, they're in their stance, they're naive and inexperienced. So acting like something they're not. Anywho, and this is what I'm getting, guys. I'm going to leave this here. If this resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate you sharing space with me. And until next time, take care.